leave home without it. This thing feels so cold and humid and wet. You would not believe it. There's no sunshine when she's gone. When she's gone, too gone. Every time she goes away, wonder how long she'll be gone. Gone. No sunshine when she's gone. Prickly pear. You're saying a whole bunch of good stuff about prickly pear. I bet you don't got none. Because they're not in the grocery stores. They always have them over here, though. You know what prickly pear is, right? Cactus. Enchilada sauce, $2.50. I know it's backwards. Not making them today, but later on. I've got all the stuff. I heard yellow vegetables are good for you, so I'm going to try. Calzone Especiale, you got to come and try. Mexican squash. Very, very good. But you have to use chicken broth with it. And low potassium. Right? Trying to disarm the public. Take that. By the way, this is rated R. YouTube hasn't caught up yet. They're still in the living in the past. You know I want to love you. Walking on you know. That is Jeff Earl's Toll, by the way. And it's a really, really cold show today. It's really cold and I'm splurging to try and get a little bit of heat in here. It's cold like a mofo. Okay? And so let me just sit this stuff down right here. No, then I'll forget that it's there. Gotta put it right here. Okay. Without any further ado, let me check my signal. Yeah, if the people were to unite, because you probably don't know this, but most people they're selfish scoundrels. They don't get involved. They don't stand up for what's right and what's wrong. They don't care about anybody about themselves. Look at all the people out being homeless. They're hypocrites. Okay? So if the few of people who are fighting for truth and justice, for freedom of speech, freedom of the live stream cameras to get into the court proceedings, into the courtrooms where these dishonest judges are violating your First Amendment rights of the people to know what's going on by forbidding live stream in the courtrooms. Okay? If the few that there are unite, and there's a few of them, and I'm going to show you their websites. I probably won't be able to show you their websites because it's kind of difficult to do all that stuff the way I live. Okay? If I had an office where it was warm and I actually had a computer to where I can, with a high-speed connection, where I can actually show you this stuff, it would be different, but it's not. Okay, so I can't show you, so I'll just tell you their names, which ones I can. I took photocopies, photo pictures, screenshots of their names, but I'm only going to tell you the few. Okay, one of them is Roman 300 LA. Okay, it's a new one I just found last night. How legitimate it is, how authentic it is, and how sincere it is anyone's guess. Nevertheless, he's bringing you coverage nobody else on planet Earth is bringing you. Hello, person who came into the audience, into the comments. That's his um, name. I saw it last night. It's called Roman 300 LA, like in Los Angeles. Okay, he's bringing you live streams from Skid Row and showing you everything that's going on down there. I mean, these people are hitting the Globee right out on the street. But this is real. This is what's going on. That's that other world that I was telling you about. Okay? And I want to kind of talk about that too. I want to talk about the psychology of the alpha males who are out there amongst the homeless people, and they're using brute force to accomplish their means, whatever they want to accomplish. But the women are the ones who are rewarding these people for this behavior. It's like the strongest alpha male out there is the one that gets them, right? So they're brutalizing these other people. We need people out there on the streets to acknowledge this and show the people what the fight is about. Is it a just fight or not? Because this is going to be important for if we're ever going to get the homeless people off the streets and get them into shelters and stuff. I have a whole theory about this. The people are going to have to govern themselves, and the people can police themselves. In these places where they're, using substances that are not um, that are not um, the government doesn't allow these substances to be used because they're freaking a bunch of criminals and they want to make money off the substances and kill two birds with the same stone, put people in prisons and profit off of it. This is a whole different subject that I want to talk about eventually, because there is law and order amongst the street people. Okay? There is. I've seen it myself. Okay? There are basically sheriffs, homeless sheriffs who are out there, brave individuals who actually are bringing some form of justice and law and order amongst the homeless people. And it's not the police. They work in conjunction with the police because law enforcement are working together with people on the streets. Whether it's organized crime or whatever, the people on the highest levels of law enforcement and the justice system they're like this with the homeless people. Okay? Because of the networking, worldwide networking that is going on with sex and substances that are being used. And so that's why this person's channel is important. It's I've only seen it one day, so you remember, they can always do a bait and switch. I don't endorse it because it's so new. I told you that I don't endorse anything unless I've been following the person for at least 5 years. But I'm just letting you know that there is a channel out there who's bringing you coverage that nobody else on planet Earth is bringing you. Not even the auditors that are getting thousands and thousands of views down walking around the city of angels. Okay, so that's my little rant for that. Let me check my signal. So you want to know what's going on with Bitcoin right now? I can't tell you the whole story, what's going on with Bitcoin, but I can probably tell you, there's so much stuff to talk about. I'm only going to be able to talk about a little bit of it. Okay, I might break it down. I'm just going to hit the most important things for right now. Most of the things that I can talk about. And it's kind of difficult. It's not easy. And so let me check my signal. And being in a freezing environment with your feet freezing, cold, wet feet, using up, diesel fuel. I've got enough to last me through for a few days, but still, I try to ration it as much as I can, but right now, because this message is important, I've got it on blast. I'm just going to smoke through a half gallon of diesel fuel so that it will start to warm up a little bit in here. If I had a ceiling fan, that would be wonderful, but I don't. And I don't know how to hook one up. If I lived in an apartment, it'd be a different story, right? But in a trailer, dilapidated trailer, it ain't happening. How come there's only one person in here and one comment? I want to see 1,000 people in here. No, I'm kidding. Whoops. Okay, let me go to my channel here. I'm just checking my signal before I start telling you some of this stuff. Then I'm going to look at my notes and try to pick out the most important thing, and that would just go from there. So this should run for probably close to an hour, but it might only do a half hour. And then I'll try to deliver the message again so that it gets through to the people, so that it hits home. Okay, because the people, man, you can't get these people to think. It just will not engage. But I read some information last night on Facebook, and this is really, really close to home. This evil, satanic things that these devils are doing are right here at home. What I read last night that happened in Tulare, California is just unreal. There's Satanism going on around here, okay? Or it wouldn't have got as far as what happened to these, people. And these things should be rated R, right? Because they start hearing this information, the YouTube posse, and they're like, that's forbidden, and they will restrict it. It's not shown to people who are under 18 years old. It should be labeled rated R to let them know that it's there, that it's available, and if you want to see it, get an adult to access it so that they can see it. But yes, going back a little bit, if the few people who are on here, like the one channel that I just mentioned, and the other channels that I'll hopefully can mention, get together, unite to bring the truth, freedom of information, freedom of speech, the free flow of information. If they unite, you know what they're going to be called? A cult. Okay? And so it looks like my signal is good. The Italian, this name, dude, I shouldn't even give it recognition. Says hi, but thank you for leaving a comment. Your thing, your name. My handle is Parasite Zappers. But this one is, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, but anywho, so I see that the signal is strong. Let me see who else is online right now. We got a few different people hitting it. This is one channel you might want to check out. Okay, this, like I've been telling you, this is J Prince for President. Okay, and let me see what else is going on in here. Oh, okay, here's they got the whole freaking lineup. Jamil Peterson. Jamil Peterson is on here telling you stuff, what's going on. Okay, Jamil, Jamil. This is taking forever. Okay, Jamil Peterson. And let's see. Okay, then there's the pro-Trumpers, the ones who are for Orange Man, is Speak the Truth 2.0. Okay, she's a lady, and I'm not really with it, right? I think she's the bourgeoisie, right? So bourgeoisie and poor people, we kind of don't click, but it's worth mentioning what she's saying. You want to take a listen to it, okay? She is a pro-Trumper, as far as what I know. It's called Speak the Truth 2.0, and she's not on here right now, but she's probably listening. Okay, and it's her and her son. And which state they're in, I have no idea. This dude's pretty cool. He's a trucker, and he doesn't understand, you know, some things. But that whole industry is being turned upside down, and I'm like, thank goodness, right? Because there's some freaking criminals. Now this lady, I'm not even going to show you her because she's a joke. Okay, I'm not even going to show you her because she's a freaking joke. Okay, and this dude is kind of strange, and I'll get back onto here. I'll get back on here. I'm just checking real quick through here, see what the hell's going on. All these people making live streams. Okay, there's a whole bunch of people making live streams, and we just saw those few, and so let's take that into consideration. Okay, so you got a lot of people out here, a lot of bozos saying stuff, and some of them don't know what they're talking about. Okay, and a lot of weirdos on here. A lot of freaking weirdos. And so that's that for that. Okay, so let me just go back to my channel. I'm just going to monitor myself here. Go back here, and I'm just going to set this down, and then I'll start telling you something. No people are coming into the room, so they probably have me sandboxed. It is what it is. Okay, it is what it is. The creator's in charge, so I've got both my things here, and so I'm going to actually turn this one around. Turn your love around. Du, 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 du. I can show you how if you turn your love around. So now I've got this one on forward-facing camera so that you can actually read crap that I show you. I'm monitoring myself there. I'll start with here. Back in the day, like I was telling you a little bit earlier, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. There was only a few people on the live stream, and I erased it. I was telling you about all this stuff, how the cell phone evolved. The whole thing of that conversation was to let you know that when the phone first hit and Hollywood started spying on everybody and they started making these songs, okay, you would think that I have delusions of grandeur if I told you. So I'm not going to tell you, okay? But when they started spying on people, okay, when the cell phone first kicked off, it was like 1996 when the cell phone first kicked off. My phone was an Ericsson. That was it. Ericsson. What was the other? Nokia? Yeah, it was Nokia Ericsson. When the cell phone first kicked off, it was not a smartphone. Okay? That's the thing that these new people need to understand. Okay? When the cell phone first kicked off in 1996, it wasn't until like 20 years later, in 2000, 2010, 2020, 2020. The smartphone actually kicked off like in 2011, but I still didn't have one. I didn't have a smartphone until 2014 when I started going long haul. Okay? Some things happened in my life, life-changing things happened in my life. I started going long haul truck driving, and the company made me get a smartphone, or else I probably never would have got one. But that's the difference. Okay? I always, in 2011, I thought that you couldn't see the online with your smartphone, with your phone, because it was crappy. It just didn't work worth the damn. Then in 2014 or 2015, I got my smartphone because the employer actually bought it for me. Okay? We went to the store and he bought the deal, put me in a truck. Well, no, actually that was my second employer. The first employer put me in a new truck and sent me across the United States. Then after I left that employer, I came up with this other guy, and this is in 2018. They said, you have to have electronic logging device. So you had to have a smartphone. And that's when I got my smartphone, was actually in 2015. That's a lot different from 1996. That's like 25 or 30 years. Okay? So when the cell phone first hit the market, that was 30 years before smartphone. Okay? Just try to understand that for all the new people, young people. Going back even farther than that, before we even knew what the hell was going on, right? This is when we were still in AOL chat rooms. Okay, so all that history. Okay, so I'm just gonna assume that you know what the hell I'm talking about. Okay. They used to tell us, you're gonna be able to order groceries, right? And we were like, no way. Well, here it is. Okay. You know, if you want to go down to the store and buy something, let me open the other one first because it's already ripped open. Let's say you want to go down and buy a bottle of prune juice. Okay? You could just order it up and it'll be at your door. We were like, you got to be crazy. It's here. Okay? Now I'm going to show you. This is the same thing they're telling you about robots. There's not going to be no more work anymore. The robots are going to do all the work. So people are going to come up. It's getting rid of poverty. I know it's hard for you to understand that, but this is the reality. Okay? People think that in order for people to be rich, there has to be poor people. And that's bullshit crap. Okay? So, here's something that I ordered. And I keep forgetting, I got so many different things. So I just ordered this. Is that proof? You order groceries online now. Okay? What does this cost? $5, $6, $7? Okay? This is unbelievable. Okay, so this is pure. It's not freaking polluted with crap. Okay, so this is cherry. No, this is cranberry. Cranberry with no freaking high fructose corn syrup. No freaking added sugar. No freaking added artificial flavors. No freaking, you know what's in it? Cranberry juice. And that's it. You have to look around. All this stuff is becoming available because people are finding out what these mofos are doing. Okay, which leads me into my conversation. I'm going to drink some of this because I've never had any. I've never had the pure cranberry that doesn't have all that crap added to it. Even apple juice. They were adding, just a couple of months ago, I told you, look at this apple juice, and they're adding freaking high fructose corn syrup to it. Corn syrup and sugar to apples. You know how much sugar? It's deliberate. So I'm going to show you one more product, and then I'll get on to what I was talking about. Um, that they are absolutely poisoning the people. Okay? They're doing it on purpose. They are devils. Okay? So here's my second product. Ginger. I don't know what the hell this is going to be about. I got to try this, man. I'm excited to try this. Ginger and turmeric. I don't know how you're supposed to drink this, but I'm going to check it out. Okay, which leads me into my topic. The main topic. These mofos are freaking devils. Okay? And there's a lady who came out and she put it out there for us to understand. Okay? And I'm just like, that's wonderful. You put it out there for the people to understand it. Now I can see. She run the whole loop. It's on my Facebook. Okay? I can't show you this stuff. Basically what she says is these mofos are poisoning your ass deliberately. Okay? And you're going out there and you're giving them money by purchasing this stuff. They're taking this money, they're making multi-billions of dollars and ain't giving you shit. Okay? They are filthy freaking rich, greedy freaking disgusting freaking devils. These CEOs of these multi-billion dollar corporations freaking have money, more money than you can shake a stick at. And they're so freaking greedy, they're keeping it from the people. And you got people living on the streets when this nation has so much freaking money, it'll make your head spin. The power of the people, they stole it. And they're hoarding it all. And this lady, she explains it. Like I said, it's on my Facebook right now. I'll try to put a link. Not making any promises, but I'll try to put a link so that you can hear what she says. But basically, I'll give you the basic rundown of it. You're giving your money to these multi-billionaires, okay? When you go shopping. Buying crap that you don't even need because they're brainwashing you on TV. You're buying 3 or 4 different freaking things that you don't even freaking need. And they call it a Black Friday sale or all this stuff, and you're buying crap that you don't even need because you're so freaking under a boob tube zombie trance, media induced hypnotic trance. And these people are taking the money that they're stealing from you, hoarding it, not sharing it with the people, and bribing the Congress people who are supposed to stand up for you, bribing them to F your ass over. And she explains it. Okay? They are doing this deliberately. They're not stupid. They have scientists putting crap in there to F your ass up. Targeting the poor people. I'll show you the whole gamut of it. I discovered this latest thing. I discovered it because when you wake up in the morning, you go for a cup of coffee. That's the first thing they target. And I'll try to show you this whole damn thing, but it has to do with dairy and desserts. Okay? Your coffee, they target that. So I want to show you a company. There's a company, and the people need to get on board with this and promote this company. We need it so much because this is the stuff that we love to have. First thing when you wake up in the morning. And this is the first thing they're targeting. Okay? I'm talking about coffee with creamer. Okay? The ingredients that go into this need to be cleaned up. So you need to support a certain company. But before I tell you about that, let me tell you about this, what this lady said. And then I'm going to have to end it, okay? And I'll talk about all the other stuff later. This will be enough for you to digest, okay? So this is the important thing. The important thing is to boycott these mofos. Right now, this is the turning point. This is the tipping point in world history happening right here in the United States. This is global. Okay? What's going on in other countries, we don't know. We never been on an airplane. We don't know the slightest idea what's going on in other places, but we know what's going on here in the United States. A lot of people never even been out of the States. I was fortunate to be able to travel all around the United States, being a long-haul truck driver, and I seen a lot of stuff, and I realized a lot of things. Okay, and so we're at the tipping point. This is a pivotal moment in human history. We need to stand, no matter what your color of your skin is, we need to stand with the FBA's, Foundational Black Americans, in boycotting these freaking devils who are poisoning our asses, targeting the poor people. Believe it. I'll prove it to you later. I just made this discovery this morning. Trying to make myself a cup of coffee with freaking caramel and chocolate. It's all freaking jacked up. So there is one company you need to promote, and this is the dairy industry. They're right here in California. I can't give you the whole rundown. It has to do with other states like Pennsylvania and Montana who kicked this thing off. I told you that before. If you went down and you tried to buy some of this good stuff that's not freaking poisoned, this dairy products, milk, cheese, butter, that's not poisoned, that people in other states are getting, playing it off smooth, running scrap all across the whole United States, fooling people while they're getting the good stuff. I told you about this. I told you that if you tried getting some of this good stuff, they would throw you in prison. Well, guess what? It's available in California, and nobody said a word about it. It's an industry out of Petaluma, California. They are selling dairy products, raw dairy products that are not polluted with this garbage. And the name of it is where the hell did I write that down? It's on Facebook. You can find it. It's called Straws. Straus. Straws Organic. They've got all the dairy products that you want available right here in California. Okay? Where it's at might as well be on a different planet, right? Compared to where I'm at in the Central Valley, California, to get to this place, it's not easy. Okay? You have to go through Highway 12 or whatever. Nevertheless, it's available. Here in California, you can get raw milk. You can get raw butter, raw cheese, raw cottage cheese, raw yogurt. This company and this company only. So this company needs to be blasted across all California to let them know that it's here. The name of the company is called Straws Organic. I think you spell Strauss, Straus. Okay? They're in Petaluma, California. Okay? And and so we can get this crap cleaned up because they are absolutely targeting this stuff. Your morning cup of coffee. I'm just trying to make myself a cup of coffee. And you got to jump through all different hoops, different kinds of hoops. Okay? I'll divulge more information on this later. The products are available out there. They're cleaning the stuff up because people are finding out. Okay? I like to make my coffee with coffee and chocolate and caramel. Okay? And so I'll cover that later. But right now, the pivotal point, what's happening is we're boycotting Christmas this year. Whether you care about it or if you're just a filthy slob who doesn't care, we're freaking doing it. Okay? We're not giving them our money. If there's something we don't absolutely need, we're not buying the crap. We're not going down there like a bunch of freaking dumbass idiots. Okay? The FBAs are leading the march. They're carrying the torch. And these foes are listening. Because nothing freaking gets their attention like their freaking bottom line. You can bet they're listening. They're multi-billionaires, but they know that the power is with the people. And the people are going to show them what time it is. Okay? This is unbelievable what's going on. Okay? Because the people, FBAs, are freaking doing something that is absolutely coming together, uniting, and hitting these mofos where they've been hitting everybody else. Not to mention that they've been poisoning them. Okay? So that's the thing. It's about boycotting Christmas. Okay? That's the message. And so you probably wanted to hear about that one dude who still looks the same age, right? After 30 years. His name is Mario Lopez. Okay? Go look him up. He used to play on Saved by the Bell. He still looks the same age, and it's been 30 years. Everybody else is freaking, you can't even recognize them. Okay? I'm thinking he's going to Europe and getting stem cell. But anyhow, so the boycott, that's the biggest thing. Don't be spending your money with these mofos who are freaking poisoning your... The middle class don't care because they're onto it. They're going and buying the stuff that the poor people can't afford. The products are there and it's available. But not if you're poor. You're not going to be able to afford it. But if you get these mofos to stop poisoning the stuff, they're targeting the poor people with it because they want you to rake in the cash by funneling it out of taxpayer dollars. You probably don't understand how that works. Okay? The price will come down so that the poor people will have access to these good products that are out there that you have to jump through hoops to get. It's a miracle they're even available. They're becoming more and more available. So everybody needs to rock with the FBAs and stop being greedy, freaking selfish, freaking animals. Okay? I've got a lot more stuff to talk about. I wanted to talk about, people who start a new business. Someone needs to start a new business to be basically like a Starbucks, and they will absolutely catch hell because they know their freaking stocks are going to freaking dump if somebody makes one of these businesses that sells good beverages like Orange Julius that people just cannot make. It's too troublesome. But if you're a business, it's a piece of cake and you rake in the bucks. But the freaking bozos who are poisoning the people, the billionaires, are going to be on you like flies on rice, trying to destroy you for helping the people. Orange Julius's grapefruit juice that has all the enzymes. You can't buy grapefruit juice at the store that has the enzymes in it. You have to squeeze that stuff fresh. And that's what this business will provide. Fresh grapefruit juice with all the enzymes in it, all the nutritious vitamins that are not burnt out of it through pasteurization, which they are doing deliberately. Okay? There are some good things, but this is top quality. The best you can get. Grapefruit juice, fresh squeezed from organic grapefruits. Orange Julius. I know a lot of you don't even know what an Orange Julius. I think it was invented in San Bernardino at the Orange Show, which is awesome. When I was a kid, it was called the Orange Show, and I think that's where they invented the Orange Julius. It's an awesome drink, right? Orange Julius, carrot juice, beet juice, celery juice, right? It's the only way to get these things without them being pasteurized. Why there's not a business making this stuff available is because if there's ever been one who's even tried it, you know they've been attacked by these multi-billionaire freaking devils, also known as the reptilian shapeshifters, extraterrestrials. Okay, that's all I can deliver right now. I got a lot more information for you. Okay, another important thing is, you know, these robots are going to take over, right? All the freaking, there are thousands and thousands of people losing their jobs every day. They've already started to implement a universal basic income right here in the United States of America. Right here in the United States. You know, there's other countries that already have it, right? They don't have the homelessness and all this freaking crime going on because they started implementing universal basic income. They have to do it. If they do any more to the people are going to freaking rise up and freaking knock their ass out. That's what's going on right now. Why do you think they just implemented it? Right here in the United States, they implemented universal basic income. Have you heard about this? It's going on in New York. And guess who's doing it? Go find out yourself. I'm not going to name their name. Okay? There's a billionaire company, and they have started putting out what's called UBI, Universal Basic Income. I think they're checking it out to see how it'll do. I think it's like 600 people or 6,000 people in New York City. We need this crap right here in California right now. Okay? We need this crap. California is like, you know, I don't know if they have more gross domestic product than New York or not. But if it's in freaking New York, the largest city in the United States, it needs to be right here on Skid Row, Los Angeles, California. If other people can do it, they can do it right here in California, the Golden State, where all freaking the products, produce, and everything, well, they're shutting it down, but still, should be available right here in California. Why are they getting UBI, Universal Basic Income? You know what Universal Basic Income is, right? Okay, so that's all I've got for you right now. That's enough information for you to try and process. I've got a lot more information for you, so stay tuned. Thanks for tapping in on the comments. Thanks for leaving a like, and thanks for joining the live stream. That's very important. And keep that in mind. And all you other people making these live streams, you know, I hope you keep your foot on the accelerator pedal. And, you know, Let's take this one to the hilt. What's going on? Let's keep the momentum going against these freaking greedy freaking devils, freaking corporate billionaires who are doing this bull crap. Okay? Let's boycott Christmas this year, 2025, a changing point in human history. Okay?